Hello my lovelies, this is Tangi from Tangi's Cakery and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making this beautiful extra tall buttercream cake. I have to say it's one of my favorite ones yet, so sit back, enjoy and learn. But before we get into all that, click that subscribe button below and give that like button some love for more sweet content. Also, hit that notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time I upload. If you'd like to see some of my previous creations, follow us on Instagram, that's at Tangi's Cakery. Alright, let's get into this, shall we? Let's begin by stacking and filling our cake. This is a chocolate mint cake with a chocolate mint buttercream. I contemplated adding some crushed mint chocolates to the filling, but to be honest, I was sort of on a time crunch, so I didn't get time to run out and get some. If you'd like to see how I baked my chocolate cakes and how I make my buttercream, please comment below. Since this is an extra tall cake, it will need some stability. What I did is I inserted 3 wooden skewers into the cake in a triangle shape and then cut them down to the size or height of the cake. I also inserted a taller central skewer to hold the whole cake together. Make this one just a little shorter than your fully stacked cake so it doesn't poke through the top of your cake when you're done. I then added a board to support the layers of cakes that I'm going to put at the top, and I made a hole in the middle for the central dowel to poke through. You can just measure and calculate the height of your cake if you're accurate like that, but I just eyeballed this because I'm not really the measuring type, although I really do have to work on that because as you'll see, it's a little too short. Bust out your rulers, guys, don't be like me. Alright, now it's time to crumb coat. A tip I'd give here, especially to beginners, is to use smaller amounts of buttercream and work in small sections to make life way easier for yourself. It gives you more control over your cake and allows to work more neatly. The crumb coat is a thin layer of buttercream that is meant to catch the crumbs in the cake. This prevents them from showing up in your final buttercream layer for a nice flawless finish to your cake. It doesn't have to be perfect since it will be covered up anyways. When you're done with your cake, it's time to chill in the freezer for about 20 minutes. Okay, now it's time to add the final coat. Once again, work in small sections. I've noticed with a lot of people, they use large amounts of buttercream on their spatulas in an attempt to cover a larger surface of the cake, and they just end up making a big old mess. Buttercream everywhere. Oh, and I hate that. I hate that feeling of buttercream on my hands, on my spatula handle, on my bench, everywhere. Oh, I hate it so much. But I digress. Excuse my buttercream rant. It's just one of my pet peeves. Let's continue. This time I added a little bit more, just a little bit, guys. A little bit more buttercream because I'll be scraping some of it off as I smooth the cake. Use a bench scraper. I have this tall one I got from Arc Trading a while back to smooth your cake. Go slow and take your time, gently removing some of the excess buttercream. When I notice any gaps in the buttercream, I just fill them in with some more buttercream and continue smoothing. After smoothing, I clean off the top using my spatula. I use gentle pressure here and swipe inwards towards the middle of the cake. I then place the cake in the freezer for a good hour. In this Namibian weather and with no air conditioning, I don't want my cake to melt on me while I'm still busy with it. So I want it rock hard. On to making the paper palm shaped sails. I cut a piece of A4 poster paper in half. I then folded the half in half and cut out an arc shape or semicircle. I'm not sure what to call this shape. Comment below if you know what it's called. Starting from the center fold, I started folding it in on itself, first one way, then the other, like a fan. Unfold it and you have a nice palm leaf. I made 2 of these in the dark pink and 1 in a light pink color, but I only ended up using the pink, 1 light pink and the 1 dark pink. Now it's time to make the pink and gold spheres you saw on the top and sides of the cake. I started by melting some white chocolate, then I colored it pink with some powdered colors. Please do not use water-based colors here. It will seize up your chocolate and become all clumpy and not cute. To prepare the spheres, I got some styrofoam balls and stuck some toothpicks into them. When I had the number of styrofoam balls I wanted, I started to dip them in the chocolate. If it's cold and you think the chocolate will harden quickly, prepare your balls first, then melt your chocolate. It was a hot day for me, so I didn't have that problem. Quite the opposite actually, because the chocolate did not harden at all. I had to keep them refrigerated so they would harden. Alternatively, you could buy some already made spheres, but I don't like how they crack up on me, and I couldn't be bothered to make them from chocolate in this weather we're having. Too hot for me to stress over chocolate tempering and all that. Okay, let's texture our cake. I used this stencil that I got from a friend. She makes delicious marshmallows, by the way. Please check out her Instagram at Fluffy Mellows. I secured the stencil snugly onto the cake using some pins and tried to work as fast as I can because buttercream on the cake could melt very easily in this weather of ours. I keep mentioning the weather. That's because it's really hot, guys. It's very hot. Anyways, I smeared buttercream onto the cake and smoothed it into all those little crevices, and then using my bench scraper I removed the excess buttercream. You can also use your spatula for this. I removed the stencil and stuck that baby in the freezer for another 20 minutes. While I waited for my cake to chill up again, I secured some skewers into my palm leaf sail so I could stick them into the cake. I used floral tape because I couldn't find sellotape, but I highly recommend using the latter. After 20 minutes in the freezer, I stenciled the other half of the cake. And I was done with the stenciling. Just look at how pretty it is. It's so cute. Using some of the luster dust, I painted some of my spheres gold. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? I'm so excited about this cake. Can you guys tell? Finally, we're almost done. I'm using fake flowers for this. I washed my fake flowers and dried them overnight before I used them. All I did is stick them into the cake along with the spheres and the palm leaf sails. I also went ahead and added some gold sugar pearls to the final cake to add a little pizzazz, but I didn't get that on camera because unfortunately I basically forgot to get that on camera, but it's just sticking them onto the cake. It's no big deal. Add the name in front of the cake and that's it, you're done. How beautiful is this cake? Definitely one of my favorites. Let me know if you like this cake in the comments below, and if you would like more tutorials and tips on how to make and decorate cakes, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and hit that notification bell for more tutorials like this. If you have any cake suggestions, you're welcome to contact me via email. All the info is in the description box below. Alright my lovelies, that's all for today. I will see you next time. Bye!